I welcome my dear viewers to my 98th video of my YouTube channel, Writer Sandhanam Speaks. Today, the topic of my talk is Krishna and Christ, the timeless teachers. Today is the birthday of Lord Krishna, which is being celebrated as Gokulashtami throughout the country with great devotion and enthusiasm. While the children are taught about the miracles and pranks of the baby Krishna, the adults read Bhagavad Gita, the celestial song, which talks about human liberation. This Bhagavad Gita was taught to the doubting Thomas, Arjuna, at the Kurukshetra battlefield when he refused to fight against his kith and kin. Meanwhile, one wonders, how could one celebrate the birthday of the birthless and deathless Lord Krishna, as well as the birthday of another sage, the Son of God, Christ, during December? Persons like me who equates Krishna and Christ celebrate their birthdays as it is our human way of thanksgiving for these two immortals, the originator of Bhagavad Gita and the New Testament of the Bible, which answer every question and dispel all doubts in the minds of sincere seekers. Which in the time constraint, let me talk about the time factor these two spoke upon. In the chapter 4 of the Bhagavad Gita, in the first sloka, Krishna talks on yoga like this: I imparted this imperishable yoga to Vivaswan. Vivaswan taught this to Manu, and Manu transmitted this to Ikshavaku. On hearing this, Arjuna is astonished and confused as to how Krishna, his contemporary and friend, could have taught the sun god millions of years ago. So in the fourth sloka, he raises a question. Your birth was later. The birth of Vivaswan was earlier. How am I to understand this that you instructed in the beginning? To that Krishna replies in slokas 5 and 6. O Arjuna, many lives of mine have passed, and so have yours. I know them all, but you know not, O scorcher of enemies. Though I am birthless and decaying by nature, and the Lord of beings, by subjugating my Prakriti, I take birth by means of my own Maya. The key word here is Maya, that is illusion. From the ultimate point of view, there is no time. Even Upanishadic scriptures like Mandukya Upanishad dismisses this creation of universe, which is nothing but appearance and projection of the mind. That is why in Tamil, the devotee of Krishna, Andal, calls Krishna as Mayan, the possessor of illusion, in this song. Mayanai mannu vadamodare மைந்தனை தூய பெருநீர் யமுனை துறைவனை ஆயர் குலத்தில் தோன்றும் மணிவிளக்கை தாயை குடல் விளக்கம் செய்த தாமோதரனை தூயோமாய் வந்து நாம் தூமலர் தூவி தொழுது வாயாரப்பாடி மனதார சிந்திக்க போய பிழையும் புகுதருவான் என்றனவும் தீயெனில் தூசாகும் செப்பே ஏலோரெம்பாவாய். A Christian non-Hindu may perhaps question this timelessness of Krishna, but I could recite a chapter and verse from Bible where Jesus Christ, another world teacher, at another time expressed the same truth. There is an interesting argument between the clever and antagonistic Jews and the all-knowing Jesus on time or timelessness. While in the case of Arjuna, he was a genuine seeker. Jews were always on the lookout for a fault in Jesus and catch him at that. I am going to read out the relevant portion from the New Testament according to St. John chapter 8 from verse 53 to 59. Are you greater than our father Abraham, who died, and the prophets died? Who do you make yourself out to be? This is a question by the Jews. Jesus answered, if I glorify myself, my glory is nothing. It is my Father who glorifies me, of whom you say he is our God. But you have not known him. I know him. If I were to say that I do not know him, I would be a liar like you. But I do know him, and I keep his word. This is the words of Jesus. Your father Abraham rejoiced that he would see my day. He saw it and was glad. So the Jews said to him, you are not yet 50 years old, and have you seen Abraham? Jesus said to them, truly, truly, I say to you, before Abraham was, I am. So they picked up stones to throw at him, but Jesus hid himself and went out of the temple. So from the statement of these two immortal teachers, we come to know that time is an illusion and is felt only by the human mortals, and in nature there is no time. Sri Ramana Maharishi, the recently lived sage, endorsed Krishna and Jesus and pointed out, in your deep sleep there is no time. There is time only when you wake up and see the world and feel time through your mind. Mind only projects the world in time. In your deep sleep there is no mind and hence no world and time. Another sage, a scientifically minded one at that, U.G. Krishnamurti, also said, thought only creates time and space. In the absence of thought, that is, in the absence of mind, there is no time. In one of his conversations, of which I was also a part, U.G. told the audience, supposing you travel by plane from North Pole to South Pole, and your starting day is Monday, and after 24 hours of travel you land, for argument's sake, at South Pole, you think it is the next Tuesday, but you are informed on the contrary, it is Wednesday. U.G. jokingly asked, what happened to the in-between Tuesday? So, time is a relative truth and not an absolute truth, confirming Einstein's theory of relativity. The modern science has come to the same conclusion too. In the recently discovered black hole theory, the scientists say time is coming to a stop when one approaches the black hole. Be still and know that I am God. Another version of Bible proclaims. In the Old Testament, that is book of Exodus, when Moses asks for God's name, on hearing his voice in the mountain, he is replied to as, I am that I am by God. This I am is beyond the usual mundane time of yesterday, today and tomorrow. It is ever present. Stephen Hawking, the author of A Brief History of Time, speculates time started from the Big Bang. So there was no time before the Big Bang. But what was before it? That is before the Big Bang. So there is nothing wrong If lesser mortals like us could speculate, Krishna and Jesus could have preceded before the birth of time, as the former is the supreme God and the latter is the Son of God, as both proclaimed. So, even our Tamil ancient Thirumolar, the sage, proclaims that there was no five elements and the universe was also absent at the beginning. These five elements and universe came into existence only after God loved Maya. That is the illusion. முன்னாளில் இல்லை கன்னியை கன்னியாய் காதலித்தானே. As stated, Maya is the power Krishna is supposed to possess. Finally, Carl Sagan, the famous American astrophysicist who ran series of popular TV serial till recently on Cosmos, has this to say. The Hindu religion is one of the world's greatest faiths dedicated to the idea that the cosmos itself undergoes an immense number of deaths and rebirths. The cycles run from our ordinary day and night to a day and night of Brahma, 8.64 billion years long. It is longer the age of Earth, Sun, and half the time since Big Bang. This indirectly endorses Krishna's statement that I taught this yoga to Viswan, and closely followed by Christ's statement, before Abraham was, I am. On this formal holy day of Gokulashtami, I wish Krishna many happy returns of the day. Did not Krishna and Jesus in one voice proclaim that they will come back to earth whenever there is danger to dharma, there is righteousness? As I informed in my last YouTube, India got political independence on 15th August 1947, but it is different from the spiritual liberation of the individuals. Only Krishna and Jesus could give this deliverance, this liberation to those sincere seekers like Arjuna or to the 12 disciples of Jesus. Thank you.